Hi everybody. As the title suggests, if you're interested in buying 5,000 or 10,000 shirt textures, you can now buy as many shirt textures as you want, kind of like the ones you're looking at here. I'm going to go ahead and show you how I create them. I have a new program I made and it's aptly called Shirt Maker. Notice this folder's empty just to show you I've got nothing up my sleeve here. I'm going to go ahead and minimize this and run my little Shirt Maker program. I'm going to pretty much use the defaults. The only thing I'm going to do is change our stripes multiplier down. Instead of being 75, I'm going to make it 25. Makes our stripes little. And I'm going to go ahead and do 10. There's some adjustments you can do and some limits, but I'm not going to do anything on this one. I'm going to just let it run and just show you. This is my shirt maker. And I wrote this all, well, now it's been 24 hours. I woke up at 3 a.m. yesterday and wrote it and then went jogging and finished it. And it's one of those things that I just go, wow, after I wrote it, because I'm not that great of an artist, but this is actually better than I could create. And all it does is create two gradients between these numbers, creates one gradient and then another gradient, and then I mix and match the gradients based on the size of the stripe that's created. And I'll show you our little folder here. So these are all the ones I just created, and this is, as I said, this is without any adjustments. So I've got my little character created here. I'll just show you, select one of our shirts. This is kind of a little green. I don't know. I hate to toot my own horn too much because sometimes I think all my ideas are good and they tend to not be very commercially viable. That's why I keep a day job. But I think this is pretty damn cool. I just hate to say it, but I think this is like, as far as, there's a little bit of, I mean, the things don't line up, and that's on my list if I could find a way to make the stripes line up, but that's, even if they don't, though, I think this is just as far as a texture creator. And this was something I had a question, maybe somebody knows this, because my world is limited to iClone, but I was thinking this could actually be valuable outside of iClone. I don't know who else, I don't know if anybody in the Blender world or anywhere where there's millions of people instead of thousands like iClone, but, you know, I'm thinking for the amount of difficulty this takes me to create shirts, I can hit a button and go to bed, and I've got lots of hard drive space, so I can basically create shirts still. And this is without even using there's also tiling, if you want, oops, not that. If I wanted to go into the UV settings and, you could even tile things. I'm not going to do it, but there's a zillion other shirts you can create, but just for these textures, I'm kind of like, sometimes I don't particularly like that one as much as some. I won't bother setting the shorts for that one, but it's kind of a purple. And I'll show you a couple of other things you can do. I'll just set that one. That doesn't match, but that's okay. And I'll delete these. I feel like I'm throwing away money every time I delete these, so I've got a little folder I've been saving a lot of those in. But I'll go ahead and create something. You can also create stripes, like if you want to do some adjustments. If I wanted to make the every other row, I'll use white. So if I wanted to do an adjustment of 220, I don't know if it's necessarily white, but it'll be definitely pretty bright. So this will give us like a white striped shirt. And let's say you want to do a little more blue, so we'll just add a little blue to it. So this is going to create a random number, but then after we create the random number, and we're going to give it a little bit of a minimum. We want at least a 60 blue. And I also want to do at least 60 green, because some of the dark greens kind of aren't that attractive. And I'll just let that run. So that's kind of our little, this is just a collection of kind of white stripes. Some of them are kind of gray because it didn't add, it's random, but still thought that was I would call this kind of the cool mint. And you don't have to have random size stripes. I've got this checked right here by default. First I had it to where it was an option, but then I decided I liked it better with random size stripes. It's just one of those things that I wouldn't probably think of it doing, like if I was creating a shirt. I might not think of, I don't really like that color. some of these look better than others. Like I'll pick a, yeah, that looks pretty good for kind of a gray. And yeah, it's not a bad little white and purple. Yeah. Anyway, it's kind of little granimals, where the shirts and the shorts match. Anyway, so what do you think though? Anybody think this is a neat little shirt creator? I think I've thought I've had good ideas in the past a lot, but this is one of those things. It's like I just go. I've been sitting there playing with this all day because it's kind of fun. Not just the dressing characters, but it's like, how many shirts do you want? I haven't. The most I've done is about 50 at a time, but I was about to go back to bed here in a second, so I was just gonna let it rip if I find a color combination I like. But generally, I don't want too many of one, set, because I don't. I mean, it's always going to be a little bit random, but it's nice to have. You can always come here and change the parameters, and if you want to get a black shirt, you can set the maximums real low, and it takes a little bit of I'm not giving this program away. I started to when I first wrote it, but then I wrote it and I go, damn, this is too good to give away. It's just one of those things. I feel like I created a gold creator, but I need to find a best way to sell it. But if anybody ever has a need for like 5,000 images, talk to me, because I can give you the fell off a truck price.